Staking your crypto is one of the easiest ways to earn money while you sleep. But in crypto, if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Now the good news is staking is a real thing. I've been doing it since 2022, but there are many risks that could cause you to lose your crypto if you don't do it the right way. So in this video, I'm breaking it all down for you. You'll learn what staking is, how it actually works, and how to do it safely so you can make money without risking your crypto. First, let's define what staking actually is. In simple terms, staking is when you lock up your crypto to help run and secure a blockchain network, and in return, you get rewards. But here's a part most people don't know. Staking isn't magic internet money. It's how some blockchains work. Without staking, networks like Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano wouldn't even exist. So here's how staking works behind the scenes, and I'll try to explain it in a way that helped me understand it. Certain blockchain networks use something called proof of stake. This is the core system that helps the network check if transactions are real. Imagine the blockchain is like a giant notebook that everyone can see, and every few seconds, someone has to step up and say, I'll check these transactions and write them in the notebook. To do that job, you or someone you choose has to lock up some crypto as a promise that you will record these transactions accurately. Kind of like collateral, that's what staking is. From there, the network randomly selects a validator, aka you or the person you choose, to verify that a transaction is true. And on some networks, the more coins you have staked, the better your chances of being picked are. Kind of like having more lottery tickets in a draw. So by staking, you're literally saying, I'm willing to risk my own crypto to prove that I'll help secure the network. And if a chosen validator does a good job, it earns crypto as a reward. But if it tries to lie or cheat, then it gets punished. And that punishment is called slashing, and we'll talk more about slashing later when we cover the risks. So when you stake crypto, you're not just earning magic internet money, even though it kind of feels like that. You're actually helping the blockchain run smoothly and stay safe, and you get paid for doing that. Now this proof of stake method that I just explained is the most common type of staking, but there's another type of staking called liquid staking. It works almost the same way. You're still helping secure the network, but with liquid staking, you get to hold on to something while your crypto is locked up. You get a special token called a derivative. This token acts as a placeholder for your staked crypto. So while your real crypto is locked and earning you rewards, you can use your derivative token really however you want. You can trade it, lend it, use it in DeFi, and that's why it's called liquid, because it's still flexible and usable. But this convenience isn't free. The company or service who provides you with this placeholder token takes a cut of your rewards as a fee. So in exchange for having access to your crypto, you earn a little less, but you also take on a little less risk in the sense that you can access your locked crypto in the form of the derivative. But liquid staking also comes with its own risks. You're depending on that company or protocol that gives you that derivative to do things right. So if that protocol fails, you could lose all of your money. This is called counterparty risk, and it's something you want to consider before going with liquid staking. Personally, I like regular proof of stake staking better. It's simpler and usually less risky, especially if you're just starting out, so that's what we're focusing on in this guide. So what crypto can you actually stake? Because I have a lot of people ask me, how do I stake Bitcoin? And the simple answer is you can't. Reason being is Bitcoin doesn't use proof of stake. Instead, Bitcoin runs on something called proof of work. It's a completely different system that doesn't use validators and doesn't require staking to confirm transactions. It relies on mining. So you can only stake coins that use proof of stake or a similar system that requires validators. Some of the most popular coins that you can stake include ETH, Sol, ADA, DOT, AVIX, Atom, XTZ, Pol, and NEAR. But where do the rewards come from, and how does a blockchain actually pay you for staking? Well, there are really two ways. Right now, blockchains create new coins and give them to stakers as rewards. This is called minting. Think of it like how the US government keeps printing new dollars, and printing money means inflation, so every dollar is worth a little less. The same is true for crypto. When you create more coins, the total supply goes up and the value of each coin goes down. So this kind of staking reward is called inflationary rewards. But unlike our government, crypto developers planned ahead, or at least they tried. They made a rule that over time, fewer and fewer coins will be created. Eventually, minting will stop altogether. This plan is called the staking emissions curve, and this chart shows how rewards will change over time. So how will stakers be paid when no more coins are being minted? Well, that's where transaction fees come in. Every time you do something on the blockchain, whether you're sending crypto or swapping one coin for another, you pay the network a small fee, also called a gas fee. And as the network gets used more, these fees tend to grow. And the plan is, as they grow, this is how stakers will eventually be rewarded. But most networks don't have enough activity yet to rely on fees alone. So most networks use newly minted coins. Now there are some networks like Ethereum that do tap into fees to pay stakers a little bonus on top of the newly minted coins they receive. Also, blockchains like Ethereum actually actually burn or destroy parts of the fees that people pay. This helps fight inflation and actually makes staking rewards more sustainable in the long run. But this is something only Ethereum does right now, and it's not common across all networks. Okay, this all sounds great so far, but how much money can you actually make staking your crypto, and is it actually worth it? The short answer is that it depends on many things, but I'll keep it simple and cover the biggest factors that determine how much you can make. I'll also show you a really cool tool that helps you estimate your rewards for certain cryptos before you even stake them. But first, let's talk about these major factors. The first factor is that it depends on which blockchain you're staking on, as they all pay different rewards. Solana pays about 5 to 8% per year, Cardano is more like 3 to 6%, and Ethereum is 3 to 7% on average. These are called APRs, or annual percentage rates, and they're really just estimates. The actual rewards you earn are based on more specific factors. First, how many people are staking on the network? The more people staking, the less rewards each person gets. Think of it like a pizza. The more people sitting at the table, the smaller the slice is for each person. Number 2 is the inflation schedule. Over time, blockchain mint fewer coins, and the idea is for the transaction fees to take over to pay stakers. But if enough fees aren't being generated, then stakers will likely earn less rewards. Third is transaction fees. On busy networks like Ethereum, validators can earn extra rewards if the fees are highs, but not all networks use this function. And fourth is service fees. If you use a third-party service to stake, which most people do, they're going to take about 5 to 10% of the total rewards that you earn as payment for helping you. So in a year, you can expect to earn up to 10% of the total crypto you stake. But you might be wondering, well, how is this possible if most validators only pay up to 8%? Here's a cool part. Most validators automatically restake your rewards. This is called APY, or annual percentage yield, and it's higher than APR because it includes the rewards from restaking. But most validators will just show you the APR because it's easier to understand and to calculate. To paint a clearer picture, let me give you an example. If you stake $1,000, you can expect to earn about $100 in rewards in 1 year. But that doesn't include if the price of your crypto goes up. Let's say the original $1,000 in crypto you staked is now worth $3,000. That means you'd earn about $300 in rewards plus the extra $2,000 just from your crypto going up in value. So you can see how your rewards can grow pretty fast, but the same thing can happen in the opposite direction if your crypto loses value. Okay, now the tool that I like to use to estimate my staking rewards before I commit to anything is called stakingrewards.com, and this tool is completely free to use. All you do is go to the website, then pick the crypto you want to stake, enter the amount you plan to stake, and then tap estimate my rewards, and it will show you how much you can earn over several days, weeks, or even years. Okay, now I want to show you how to stake your crypto, but first we need to talk about the risks, because staking crypto is not risk-free. And even though staking is now as easy as tapping a button, you could still end up with less crypto than you started with. But if you understand the risks, you'll have a better chance of securing your crypto and earning more than if you just let it sit there. So here are the biggest risks. The first and arguably greatest risk is the lockup period. Your crypto is locked for a certain amount of time, so you can't move it, you can't sell it, you can't touch it until that time period is up. This could be a few hours, weeks, or months depending on the blockchain. Now, if you plan to hold your crypto for a long time, this isn't a big deal. But if you think you might want to sell soon, then staking can be risky. Also, the value of your crypto can still drop while it's staked, so not being able to sell during that time can be stressful. For example, say you stake $1,000 worth of SOL at a 5% APR. You expect to earn $50 in 1 year, but if the value of SOL drops from $100 to $50, your $1,000 becomes $500, and that 5% reward now becomes $25. So even if you earn rewards, you could still lose money if the value of your crypto drops. That's why staking is better for more long-term holders who don't panic sell during the dips. Okay, this next risk is tied to how you actually stake your crypto. You can run your own validator, which is really just a specialized computer, but this requires technical skills and 24/7 uptime, so most people will never do this. Instead, most people, myself included, give their crypto to a validator service and they handle the technical stuff. In return, you get rewards and they take a small cut. But this adds risk because if you give your crypto to a bad validator, they could run away with your money. That's why it's important to choose trusted validators. And don't worry, I'll show you how I choose trusted staking validators in a bit. But before that, we need to talk about this next risk, and that is slashing. Slashing happens when a validator breaks the rules. Sometimes it's on purpose, but more often than not, it's an accident. For example, if a validator goes offline or makes a software error, it can be slashed. And slashing simply means that some or all of your staked crypto gets destroyed forever. Not a big deal. That's a joke, by the way, not the getting destroyed part, but the not being a big deal part. But determining how much of your crypto gets destroyed if it's slashed depends on how bad the mistake is. If it's an unintentional small mistake, you'll probably only see 0.1 to 1% of your staked crypto get slashed. But if it's a big intentional mistake, this is when you could see all of your crypto get destroyed. However, this is extremely rare. But as long as you're using a trusted validator, this will likely never happen to you, but it can be catastrophic in worst case scenarios. To put into perspective how rare slashing actually is, on big networks like Ethereum and Solana, slashing happens in less than 1% of cases every year. That's because some smaller proof of stake networks don't have the same strong systems in place or as many validators as the larger networks like Ethereum and Solana. This can make slashing or other problems more likely if the validators aren't managed well. Some examples of smaller networks are Cosmos and Aptos. But another way to stay safe besides knowing the general risks is to choose the safest way to stake your crypto. There are three main ways to stake crypto, each with their pros and cons. First, you can use a centralized exchange like Kraken. This is what most beginners do because it's the easiest option. You buy your crypto on the platform, you press the stake button, and that's it. And some exchanges like Kraken actually stake your crypto automatically if it's sitting on the exchange. But this is also the riskiest method. Why? Because your crypto is stored on the exchange, which means you don't control it. And because they control your crypto, that means they can freeze your funds, lock your account, or shut down. And if an exchange shuts down or gets hacked, your crypto is probably gone forever. The second option is to use a decentralized platform. This is the most advanced option outside of running your own validator. This method is safer than using a crypto exchange because you have to use a self-custodial wallet where you own the keys and remain in full control of your crypto, so no one can freeze your funds or lock your account. But there's still one big risk with this method. Anytime you stake crypto, you have to sign a digital contract called a smart contract. This is completely normal and generally safe, but if the contract is malicious, it can drain your entire crypto wallet, and a lot of crypto scammers actually use this method. So if you don't know what you're doing, this way of staking is really risky. And this brings us to the third option. You can stake your crypto directly from a cold wallet, which is just as easy as staking from a crypto exchange, except the security benefits are massive. Cold wallets are secure offline wallets where you control the keys used to access and manage your crypto. That means you're safe from hacks, you stay in control, and you can still stake your crypto. So by far, cold wallet staking, in my experience, is the best option. Now, to be clear, you could still sign a malicious smart contract with your cold wallet if you're staking through sketchy websites. That risk never goes away. But why cold wallets are the best is because unlike crypto exchanges or software wallets, they're immune to both remote and physical attacks. But here's why I prefer cold wallet staking. The best cold wallets have staking built right into their apps, and they let you choose from a vetted list of validators. This is how I choose my preferred validator. And it really is as simple as entering how much crypto you want to stake and then tapping the stake button. So there's no reason why you should use an exchange over a cold wallet. So if you want to keep your crypto secure while you stake, a cold wallet is a no-brainer. Okay, enough talking about staking. I want to show you how easy it is to stake your crypto and start earning money while you sleep. Now, I'm going to show you how to stake crypto using a cold wallet. If you know how to stake crypto using this method, then you're going to be able to stake crypto using a centralized exchange or a decentralized platform if you prefer one of those methods over the cold wallet method. I'm going to show you how to stake crypto using one of my favorite cold wallets, Tangem. That said, not all cold wallets support staking, or they might not support staking certain cryptocurrencies that you want to stake. Right now, Tangem supports staking for Sol, TRX, Atom, BNB, and Pol on Ethereum. They also plan to support Polkadot, Cardano, and Tron in the near future. But if you want a different cold wallet that supports staking other cryptocurrencies, I'll leave a list of different cold wallets in the description along with which cryptocurrencies they support staking for. That way you can choose the right one for your needs. And no matter what cold wallet you use, the steps that I'm about to show you are basically the same. Of course, the user interface is going to look different, but the process is just as easy. Okay, first things first, pick the crypto that you want to stake. For this demo, I'm going to stake Solana, but the staking process is the same regardless of which cryptocurrency you're staking. Next, you need to add crypto to your cold wallet. You can do this by sending it from your preferred crypto exchange, or you can buy it directly in the cold wallet. It's up to you. If you don't know how to send crypto to your cold wallet from an exchange, I'll make sure to leave my step-by-step guide down in the description for you. Once you have the crypto that you want to stake in your cold wallet, it's really as easy as selecting it and tapping the stake button. After that, your wallet will show you all the important details you need to know before staking your crypto. And this is one of the things I really like about Tangem. It explains everything clearly so you know exactly what you're agreeing to. So let's look at this stuff. First, you have APR. We already talked about this. This is the estimated rate you can earn from participating in staking for this specific coin. Next is the unbonding period. This is how long it takes to unstake after requesting to stop staking. For this stake, it's 3 days. Then we have reward claiming. This defines how you collect your staking rewards. Some networks require you to claim rewards manually, some do it automatically, which is the case here. Next, we have the warm-up period. This is how long before your crypto starts staking once you confirm the lockup. For this stake, it's 3 days. And lastly is the rewards schedule. This defines how often you get rewards. This also depends on the validator and network you are staking on. In my case, I get rewards every 2 to 3 days. Now you probably notice that there isn't anything that specifically says lockup period. That's because the lockup period is the unbonding period and the warm-up period combined. So for my SOL, it's locked in 2 different phases. Both of those phases are 3 days, so if you combine them, you essentially have a lockup period of 6 days. Okay, after reviewing all these details, it's time to stake your crypto. So tap the stake button. On this screen, you're going to enter the amount of crypto you want to stake. But warning, you don't want to stake it all. Here's why. Later on, when you go to unstake your crypto, you'll have to pay a blockchain fee. So you need crypto in your wallet to do that. So I like to leave about $10 worth of crypto in my wallet so that I can unstake it later. But once you enter the amount that you want to stake, just tap next. This takes you to the final screen where you can review all the details. Here you can see I'm staking $39.99 and I'm using the Solana validator. Depending on the crypto you're staking and the wallet you're using, you might have more validators to choose from, but for this example, there's only one choice. Below that, you'll see the network fee. Solana is super cheap to use, so confirming the stake will only cost 1 cent. If everything looks good, tap stake, then confirm the transaction with your cold wallet. With Tangem, confirming transactions is super easy. All you have to do is hold the card up to the back of your phone, and that's it. I just staked my crypto, and it's going to make me money while I sit back and relax. But how do you unstake your crypto? Well, I can't do it now because the warm-up period just took effect, but after 3 days or however long your warm-up period is, you just come back to that crypto in your wallet. You'll see a button that says unstake. You're going to want to tap it and then wait for the unbonding period to finish. A few days later, your crypto will be unlocked and ready to use in your wallet. Now, if you liked how easy the staking process was using the Tangem wallet, but you're still unsure if Tangem is the right wallet for you, my review in this next video will make your decision a lot easier. Check it out next. God bless. Peace out.